This is the moon Io that is volcanically active, very active. But then again, we don't really know exactly what's the deal there because NASA is not trustable. And this moon is so sort of like the skin is like our moon, translucent like. I mean, I'm saying that because look at this deal right here. It's like you seeing under it's strange, man. It's like that aluminum block that John Hutchinson bombarded with electromagnetic waves from radar, from electronic equipment, surplus equipment from the Navy. That's how he did his experiments. And he made that aluminum block translucent, and this is sort of like it. It's strange, I mean, it's difficult to explain this kind of physics. Now look at the space around that moon. Look at that. That's what the space really looked like, that translucent geometry I was talking about. And look at it in this image, it's even better here. Look at that. Now let me enlarge it. It looks like you're seeing a translucent, a crystalline thing. That right there. Then you're gonna see objects or clumps. I don't know how to describe this thing. So that's the moon surface. Now look at the geometry. I mean, the pattern around that and was supposed to be a space. Now how can you describe that? I don't know. Look at that. All I can say is that it repeats throughout the entire solar system and possibly beyond. Why NASA doesn't want to tell us the truth, I don't know. But see the same tubby things that you see on images from all those moons, you see it here in the space itself. Look. Now let me translate the geometry. Let me decode the geometry. What you're looking at there is a freaking hand. Look. Right there. Look. If I am not correct about this, how come that matches exactly that shape? But it repeats over and over, and look, you can see it, and the outlines are perfectly defined. You can see it over and over and over. I mean, it just keeps repeating right down here. Look, it's the same thing. And then you see another one that, like I said, like a fractal. For anybody that doesn't know what a fractal is, it's like when you put a mirror in front of another mirror and you see how it repeats deep, the same thing. It just keeps reflecting the same thing deep many, many, many times. This is like that. See this curvy, tubby looking deal? It just keeps repeating and repeating, and then underneath is another set. And another set, and another set, and see, it just keeps repeating the same geometries. That is something that probably NASA knows and doesn't want us to know. See how it goes down here, the same thing. Now when you enlarge the image, then you see these white deals, probably electromagnetic vehicles by the thousands upon thousands, spherical, different shapes. Look where they are. See, and the geometry just keep repeating by the trillions of times. Look, there's everywhere those white energetic objects. Look, they're everywhere there, everywhere, all over. But in the image, look at that. In the image that this part is blue. They put false color and brighten it a lot to hide that. Look at that. Well, you see how the pattern just look. There's a one right there that is very well defined. Where's it at? Right there. Look, there's the hand-shaped thing. I mean, it looks solid. It looks like you threw a solid thing, but it's not. What kind of physics is that? Well, that's beyond my capabilities. I can only show you what this deal look like and what the shape is, but that's about it. I cannot tell you shit. There's no. I doubt that anybody can tell you anything, like what that is, how it is done, what kind of physics, nothing. You can see it, look at it. You don't see any freaking constellations and nothing in the background. Nothing, because this thing is like a murky. Look how clear it is right there. How very visible it is. See that? Now let me show you what the image looked like where they posted it. That's the moon. Those are volcanoes apparently from erupting all over the place, according to NASA. I don't know about that, but I can tell you that none of this deal is normal. Those moons are made, energy comes, stuff comes out of that in a way that is impossible to explain, rationalize. In Pluto, it comes 500 tons of nitrogen comes out of that planet every day. And you tell me where the heck that nitrogen is being produced? How? By now it should be empty. Billions of years later, no, still producing nitrogen 500 tons a day. Really? Wow. So how the heck that can be? Now look at the space around it. It's all blue, light blue, baby blue, and look, you don't see hardly the objects. Look, you can hardly see them unless you do what I did. Take the color off, darken it, and reduce the backlight and the brightness. Then you see it. Well, that's something that no investigator look into it. Now, why? Well, you should ask that person, that so-called investigator, Tyler from Secure Team, or Jose Camilla, or Richard Hoagland, Mike Berra, or all those people that they call themselves experts. See, look at the geometry in the space itself. Now with the blue color you can see crap. This camera doesn't fare well with the colors. Well, see, the moon look translucent. It look like you can see inside the thing. A weird effect. It's glassy. With the volcanoes or whatever, the plume, look, according to NASA, that's the volcano's plume, those black deals protruding from those a false color. It's like purple, bluish, and turn black, then purple again, and then look, there's a pyramidal shape. I mean, this geometry in the whole thing is geometry on everything. Look how many of those. So really we don't know because they lie and they tell a story, bedtime story. Oh, that's a caldera, that's chasma, that's this, nah, I don't believe any of that. There's something different there that is metaphysical and is no conventional physics do not apply to this deal. Look, the two pictures of that moon, Io. Colorized. That gold color should be the right color. I don't know. I wasn't there, and I don't know. But probably it's not because or maybe it is. I don't know. Like I say, it's difficult to trust anything NASA tells you. What's going on out there is not exactly what they're telling us. And it's not what they probably know either. Well, then again, the image is this big. Wow. You can see a lot from that far? Really? Okay.